Humphrey and I are at the park to practice recalls, good boy, and demonstrate how we practice and how we handle if he doesn't come or he gets distracted partway through. So we always want to make sure that we have treats on us. I like to reward recalls really heavily because I want them to be very enthusiastic and reliable. I also have him on a flexi leash. I would recommend a 20-foot or 30-foot long line if you're not confident in using a flexi, because they actually can be dangerous if you don't use them properly. And Humphrey also is being e-collar trained, so he's got that on, and we'll use that if he gets distracted or he just doesn't want to come. We're going to use it to let him know that he still has to come even when he's far away or when there's more interesting stuff going on, like a bird leaf. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to call him. When he turns toward me, that's when I'm going to tell him that he's doing the right thing and let him know that he's on the right track. I'll praise him. I might back up to add some excitement. And then when he gets to me, I'll be ready with some rewards to give him for coming to me. And then I'm going to try to lead him into a sit just so that he is stationary for a moment when he gets up to me. Humphrey, come. Good boy. Good dog. That's a good dog. Good boy. Good boy. There you go. Good dog. Good. That was perfect. See, what I want is for him to come up to me, sit in front of me, and wait to get a few treats. If I wasn't holding a phone and a leash, I would have tried to have treats ready when he got to me, just so I could be a little bit quicker. Good. I'm going to give him a few at a time. I'm not going to do this with everything. There's some stuff I'm not even going to reward at all. But for recalls, I'm pretty happy to reward pretty heavily each time, and even add some more excitement by backing up when I reward. So that'll look like, rather than just saying good and bringing him a treat and being stationary, that'll look like this. Yes! Oh, good boy. And I'll back up and reward. And that just makes it a little bit more exciting, give him a little bit more incentive to come to you when there's interesting stuff going on, like other dogs, birds, stuff like that. Now we'll see if we can't get him distracted. I can demonstrate how we'd call him away if he's not wanting to come to us. Of course, all the dogs we had to practice on just left. You can see. But what I will do if he doesn't come is I'm ready on the e-collar. I'm probably around an 8. If I call him and he doesn't turn to me, or he's distracted or whatever, I'm going to say no, I'm going to tap on the e-collar, and I'll repeat the come command. So, Humphrey, come. No. Come. Good boy. That's a good dog. Good. Good. Yes. So I started at an 8 there, and he didn't respond. So I actually jumped up to I'm in a 20, 22, which is pretty high. He's on a dog collar for mini dogs, so it's a little bit not as strong a sensation as the other collars. So if you have your dog on an e-collar and you're like, wow, that's really high, the mini dog collars are a little bit less intense, and he also might not have the best fit right now. Usually a 10, 15 is sufficient if he's distracted, but you don't want to be afraid of going up higher if you need to. I mean, recalls are really important. Like, they're a safety thing. If he's chasing a squirrel, he's going after another dog. I don't really mind going high to get his attention if it means that he's not running into the street, running up to a person, running up into some dangerous situation. So we'll do it again. Humphrey, come. No. Come. Good boy. Good dog. There was a pile of something gross on the ground. Good. Boy. Yes. Now, I always want to make sure that we have a few successful repetitions before we finish. He's been doing really well, and then I'll get distracted by a pile of other dogs' stuff on the ground, or another dog or a squirrel or something. So we really want to drill these into the ground to make sure that we can handle any situation that comes up. The e-collar kind of helps us because we have a backup if our recall isn't as reliable as we would like it to be. And it can help build the recall to get more reliable because the dog knows there's some kind of consequence if they don't come. But I'll also use the leash. If he gets stuck, if he's really confused, he doesn't really have an issue with that, but like if he's just not certain, I'll use the leash and I'll guide him back into me. every so often he'll start to come, and then something will get his attention along the way, and he'll start to veer off. And I can use the leash, or I can use my body to move and guide him back to where I want him to be. Try it again. Humphrey, come. Good boy. That time we didn't need any corrections. Good boy. Good dog. Good. Good. Yes. I like the dog to come sit in front of me so that if like they are off leash, I have time to pick them up or put a leash on them or grab their collar or do what I need to do. So I'll kind of treat it almost like a stay, where they come up in front of me and they're waiting in front of me. If I move, they can move with me. So it's not really a formal sit stay. It's more of a come up to me and be with me until I release you. And then I usually release them with a yes or even a break or something like that. Just so it's very clear that I want them to be up with me for a few seconds. Humphrey, come. Good boy. That's a good dog. Good. Nope. Humphrey, come. Good. Good. There's some kids running in the distance, and see, they got his attention. He started to come to me really good, and then kind of lost his track along the way. So I moved away from him to guide him back toward me. And then I even used the leash a little bit to help him out the rest of the way. Good boy. Good. Break. Yeah, good dog. Humphrey, come. Good boy. That's a good dog. Good boy. Come on. Come on. Good boy. That's a good dog. See, and he sometimes takes a second to turn. I didn't correct him there, but I let him take a half a second to actually turn towards me and make his way over. You know, I'm not just going to correct him right away. Good. I want to let him not think for a long time. Good. But I'm not going to assume he's being disobedient because he doesn't turn on a dime. Good boy. Yes. Good dog. Good boy. You're a good dog. Yes, you are.